Alrighty.
Maybe we should start up in harmony. La 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 la. Nobody wants that.
Oh, that's not where we're going.
Nobody wants that.
I am good to go.
There's the intro. Welcome to A Lot About a Little. I'm Logan.
I'm Reid.
And this is the show where we talk a lot about a little things, right? Isn't that what I said last time?
I think so. We really got to get like a solid intro down.
The solid slogan. But once we have a couple episodes
Yes.
under our belt, I feel like then we'll have some content to be able to make like a solid intro. You know what I mean?
One may just come naturally,
Yeah. Welcome to A Lot About a Little. Today we have a great episode, at least in my opinion. Recently, I have encountered some craziness on the road. Now, I consider myself a pretty good driver. I don't know. I haven't been in the car with you driving. I've heard you drive like a person who's late to the grocery store.
You've never been in the car when I drive?
No.
Really?
No, I have not.
Huh.
I only hear stories from our mutual friend who
Who is this mutual
may or
friend?
may not. This is a mutual friend of both of ours. And,
Does their name rhyme with Smatrick?
No, no, it does not. No. I only have experience with your driving. Just hearing you were driving to the emergency room one day.
Oh,
and I heard you drove like a maniac. Now,
name rhymes with Schmalix.
I don't know. But I like to think I'm a pretty good driver. I don't know how do you think you drive?
Can I give some background to this emergency room story?
No, we don't have time for that.
I will keep people anonymous. Let me just give a quick rundown of this. Okay, so we went ice skating, and this friend Schmalix, who we'll call him for anonymity's sake, fell and ended up breaking his elbow. And I drove everyone there, so I need to take him to the ER. And I tried to get him there relatively quickly while following all traffic laws. Granted, did I corner a little too quick? Maybe. But he was like, oh my gosh, Reid, you're driving so quick, and I'm going to flop over in my seat. I'm like, calm down. I'm trying to get you to the ER. But
A flop over in his seat. Well,
I don't know.
I think for dogs, don't they make that thing where you can they
have the little harness
buckle
that
him in?
buckles in. Yeah.
Well, maybe for
Schmalix,
next time. That's
Schmalix
something
needed
for
one
next
of those.
time.
Yeah.
But that's not the reason we're here today. The reason we're here today is because I have encountered some craziness on the road lately, and I wanted to tell you about it. I don't know if I've told you this story yet, but it's a pretty funny one, I think. So we're going out to lunch, right? We're going to my favorite chicken tender related restaurant. We're not going to name names. Okay.
Oh, excuse me. Shane's.
Shane's,
Shane's.
Raising Shane's. Anyway,
Dropping Shane's.
I am going to make a left-hand turn in the parking lot. I'm going to meet my dad there for lunch. He is off of work for this lunch, and this was before I started the new job. So I was going to meet him there, and he was already in the parking lot. And so I'm turning left into kind of the complex where this parking lot is located, right? I'm sitting at a light, and I'm waiting to turn left on. The light is green, but there's a semi-truck who's coming at me and who's going to make his own left-hand turn. So I can't see the cars coming, right? I'm going to turn across 2 lanes to the left onto a 2-lane kind of back street, like that enters into the parking lot.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there waiting, going to turn left. Light turns yellow. I inch out a little bit. Still can't see, so I'm going to wait until the light turns red because, again, the truck is still there.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to cause an accident, or if someone's going to try and beat the, yellow light, red light.
Yep.
And so I'm waiting. The light turns red, and now I start to see a car coming, but he's going to turn right? And at this point now, the light is red. Okay. Light is red, and I'm in the middle of the intersection, so I have to go.
It's a bad spot to be.
Right. And I mean, the light's turning green. People are going to start going the other way.
Yeah.
And so I have to go at this point.
Yeah.
And so I make my left-hand turn. But I'm turning left, and this person who is coming to make the right-hand turn going the same direction as me also doesn't stop at the red light because it's red for presumably him as well.
One would think.
He just doesn't even slow down, just continues right and turns right. but we kind of turned at the same time. We didn't turn. I mean, with no danger of crashing or anything. It's a 2-lane road, so I turned into the left lane and he turned into the right lane.
As you should. Okay.
As you should.
Stuff.
But I mean, you would have thought, right? I just offended this man's mother. I mean, this was like the most upsetting experience for this man all day, right? So he's visibly irritated. So he zooms on up in front of me and cuts over in front of me. Okay, fine. And he's like, he's in a beater white pickup truck with his hand sticking out the window. This is the kind of
the tailgate falling
personnel.
off.
Yeah, personnel we're dealing with here.
Yeah.
So he's got his hand out the window. He's like, giving me the what for. He's not like flipping me off or anything. He's just like, what the heck was that? I see him looking at me through his mirror, right? Because I'm looking at him through his mirror. I don't acknowledge it. He continues straight. I turn left to the parking lot that I'm going. Don't even think anything of it.
Yep.
I get into the Raising Shane's parking lot.
Yep.
Go around the restaurant, park, right next to my dad, who is right near the entrance. And I get out of the car, and here comes this. I see this white pickup truck coming back down the road.
Oh, no.
This
is nightmare fuel.
I'm like, okay, I mean, we just turn. I'm not trying to cause any waves here.
Yeah.
So he turns into the adjacent parking lot. There's like a little grass area between the two. So he turns in, and he's driving right on the other side of this grass area, right? So I'm parked, grass area. Then there's like spots for people to park. Nobody's there. And he's driving, coming into the parking lot. And he's got his window rolled down, and he's just yelling like, profanities at me. And I'm just looking. I didn't even respond. I'm just looking at him like, really? Like, okay, I guess. I'm not trying to get in a fight. I don't know what this guy's got going on.
Yeah.
My father, on the other hand, is one for aggression, maybe.
Oh, so he's like ready to go.
And so he springs out of the car, in classic dad fashion, being like, What did you say to me? Something like that.
I've met your dad once, and I can see him doing that.
And he at this point had driven off, and my dad's like, what is this guy talking about? I'm like, I'll tell you later. Like, let's just forget about it.
Don't worry about it, Dad. Believe me.
Let's get inside. He's leaving. Whatever.
Yeah. Let's go get our Shane.
We turn to go. Here comes the white pickup truck back again. He's still in the other parking lot, but he's coming back at us.
Oh,
right?
so
And
he never parked the first time?
No.
Oh,
he didn't park.
Okay, got it. So he just
did
drove
a
by
little
and just shouted
drive-by.
at you.
Yeah, window down. Now he's coming back, and now he's going out of the parking lot, so it's on his side of the car now because he's going out of the parking lot.
Yeah.
So he's got the driver's side window still rolled down from before, and now he's yelling even more.
Oh my gosh.
What are you doing, idiot? This and that. I'm like, okay. Still haven't said anything to this person.
Yeah, because you just want your chicken.
Whatever. Like, I'm just like, it's not worth it. And, Dad is starting to get a little irritated, right? He's starting to get a little, temperatures rising, finger in the boiling water. Like, I can see the, like the steam starting to come out of his ears, all that stuff,
Yep.
And so I finally think he's going to leave now. He drives off. And then, another heated exchange while he's at the stop sign to exit this parking lot. And now it's starting to get a little bit, like, more intense. Like, a lot more swearing, like, a lot of F-bombs being thrown around, this and that.
Oh, my gosh.
But then this guy goes, what did you say to me? And this guy now gets out of the car. I'm like, oh no.
No.
We go.
How are we physically classifying this guy?
I mean, he again. You know me, right? As we discussed previously, I'm a rather bigger person, like taller, right? I'm not like short or anything. My dad's also,
Your dad is also tall. Yep.
Tall, right?
Yep.
I mean, so we're a couple of giants, and this guy's probably 100, 150 feet away. It's hard to tell, but. I mean, he couldn't be over 5'9". He's he's much shorter than we are.
Yeah.
And again, he gets out of the car, got the wife beater on, blue jeans. It's Friday at 11 o'clock in the morning, by the way. I feel it's important to preface this. It's Friday at 11 o'clock in the morning. This man goes from 0 to 100 real quick. How that song goes.
Someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
He did. I don't know. I still, to this day, don't understand what this guy was so angry about. But anyway, he gets out of the car, and now he leaves his door open, And he starts puffing his chest out and walking towards us. He's doing some of this action, right?
Can I clarify something? Where's the truck parked at this time?
It's just parked at the stop sign. Like, I mean,
That's what I
granted,
thought. I just wanted to confirm.
I mean, there's nobody else in the parking lot.
Sure, 'cause
whatever.
It's 11 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
Right, on a Friday. And so he's starting to run at us, he's moving and grooving. And now, my dad leans over, he's like, all right, get ready to get this on film. I'm going to,
Did he actually say that?
take care of this. He did. He's like,
You're like,
you call, if this
"Son."
guy comes at us, you call the police and then you get it on film.
He's like, son, we're going viral.
Well, I'm like, all right. Well, he knows that if I start fighting someone, I'm going to get hurt because that's just how I roll, is I get hurt a lot. Anyway.
You're injury prone.
Injury prone, yes.
Yeah, okay.
And so he starts coming at us, but I think he started to wise up a little bit. He got about halfway to us, and he's like, I don't want any of this smoke, right? So now he starts backing up, right? Before he was coming at us, now he's backing up.
Yep.
He's backing up. Back up, Terry. He's backing up. So he's now standing next to his open door. And now both my dad and I are starting to get really nervous, right?
Yeah.
This is the point where we don't know what's going to happen. He is clearly, got a couple screws loose, right?
A couple.
He's very upset about turning at the same time, which still doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it doesn't.
So now we're like, oh, God, and at this point, my dad wises up a little bit. He's like, you know what? I don't know what this guy's a loose cannon, right? We don't know what's going on with this man.
Yeah.
So he's like, get out of here, this and that. And so to conclude the story, he's basically goes the man in the white truck goes, oh, well, go work at Raising Cane's. And my dad and I look at each other like, do either of us look like we're working at Raising Cane's?
Did he think that you guys were employees the whole time?
I guess. I don't know. I mean, I would have filed one of those feedback surveys. Been
What a
like,
fantastic detail.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
but
incredible.
Then the best part of this whole story,
It gets better.
It does get I don't know if it gets better, but in my opinion, the best part is after he pulls out of this parking lot. He gets in the car, pulls out.
Yeah.
He turns, goes away. Where does he go? He goes into the Binny's Beverage Depot parking lot. Binny's parking lot, 11 o'clock on a Friday morning. I mean, in my opinion, this man was sauced up already. You see what I'm saying? He was ready to go.
He was ready to go and just needed a little bit more fuel.
Yeah, he wanted some more confidence juice, I think. And
Jeez.
I did have to move the car because I was pretty close to the entrance of that parking lot. So both my dad and I were concerned that we'd catch a bottle flying out the window and hitting my car. So I did have to move the car into a safer area. But needless to say, ladies and gentlemen, do not take aggravated driving lightly. People are crazy.
Yeah, they are crazy. Oh my gosh. There are some crazy drivers. I wouldn't say, like, around here, we don't have any crazy drivers. We just have, like, weird instances. Like, I was in a scenario where it's an intersection where I was waiting to make a left turn on green, and there was traffic coming on.
Okay.
And I think I was, like, the third car back. Like, so I was behind the stop line, but the car, like, two in front of me had pulled into the intersection, ready to make their left, just waiting for the oncoming traffic. Okay.
Right.
But this car had pulled very far out into the intersection to make this left. And there's another car that wants to make a left turn, coming towards us and, like, going to our right. And because it couldn't make the left turn by going in front of this other car that had pulled out so far, it went, like, a little bit through the intersection around this car and then made this left turn around the back of this car because this one car was so far pulled out in the intersection. It was ridiculous.
That's a little cray-cray. You know what I'm saying?
The thing, too, around here is that you have a lot of people that think they're driving vehicles that are a lot larger than they are.
Yes.
Because Okay, living out in the eastern part of the country, a lot of the roads are older and narrower. Okay, so some of them, like you can't have two cars going the same direction if there's cars parked on one side, which is understandable. But like the
Right.
road off of the main road outside my apartment complex, if there is a car sitting to pull onto the main road and you are making a right turn, there is plenty of room for the average American vehicle to make that turn. But you would think some people are making a boat with how they go around the turn. I've seen people in front of me that go full into the other lane to make this turn, and they're driving like a
man.
Toyota Corolla.
Yeah.
Like I'm
I
like,
mean, I don't know, man. People, yeah. I'm lucky. I feel like my dad used to race cars, so I feel like he is a pretty good driver, and I feel
Yeah.
like I learned a lot from him.
yeah, that's always good.
But weirdly, I mean, when was this experience that you had? Was this recently? This happened to you?
With the two left turns, or
Yes, with the two left turns.
yeah, that was like a couple of months back, I'd say.
Okay.
It's an intersection I frequent because it's how I get to the grocery store.
Right.
So I pass through that intersection on the weekly, but this single incident was probably a couple months back,
Okay.
and I have not seen it
Because-
since. Thank the Lord, because it was very weird.
Because I've just had like a lot of weird interactions since this incident at Raising Shane's. I have just had a lot of weird, like, interactions with bad/weird drivers as well.
Yeah.
Like that that was literally 2 weeks ago, probably
That's
2
what
3
just
weeks
kicked it all
ago.
off, though.
And within that span, there was about 5 instances, all of which that I wrote down that I want to go through a little quickly. But
Okay.
just like a lot of weird stuff. Like
Yeah.
we were just recently at a store as well. We're waiting to turn into a parking spot, my girlfriend and I, and we're waiting to turn left. Turn signal's on. This person's backing out of the spot. Right? They're gonna back out and go the way we just came. So they're backing out and they're gonna go the way we just came. So they excuse me, they're gonna back out and go the same way we're going. So they're backing out and they're going straight. Like
So
for
they'll
us
need
it
to
would be straight.
they'll need to back up towards you.
Yeah, back up towards us and
Yeah.
head out that way.
Sure.
So they back out, and as they're like driving away, another car rolls in right behind it, and we're sitting there to turn left with a turn signal. So they drive by us and park in the spot that this car just left.
Just got that thing stolen from you.
I've heard of. I've never seen this happen in real life. I was just at a loss for words.
Oh, that's incredible.
I was like, oh my goodness. Like
That's something.
I know people are like rude and stuff, but like this was just like, are you kidding me? And of course my girlfriend wouldn't allow me to say anything to this, older, and she was a middle-aged woman, exactly who you would think would steal this spot. She was driving a Tesla. Not that matters at all, but it kind of does. And then
think there was
on
a
the way
charger there.
home, from this particular experience at the store, we're going to turn into the parking lot for her apartment complex.
Yeah.
And the speed limit's, I don't know, probably 35, 40. We're going that the whole time, right? Not a problem. There's a car behind us, not super close or anything. We turn signal on, slow down to make the turn into, because I mean, we're not going to take this 90-degree turn at 40 miles an hour.
I mean, you could.
I mean, we could. It'd be a lot more interesting that way, but
It may not end well, but you could. Yeah.
we're not going to do that because
Yeah.
that's not how you drive a car unless you're, driving in the Indy 500 or something.
Yeah.
We're not
and they
doing
don't. They
that.
don't have 90-degree turns there.
Exactly. And plus, we were turning right. They only turn left.
Fair.
Anyway,
fair.
we slow down. This guy starts beeping at us behind us. And this is the same day. I mean, I don't understand the rationale of these people.
Jeez. Are you sure that your brake lights aren't out or something?
Yeah, I mean, it was with Nicole's car, and so she, her car's brand new.
yeah.
Like, I know everything's working in that car,
Jeez.
but it's just so strange, And then, yeah, the other one that I had, which again just happened within the past week, is I've never seen it before. We were going on a road trip, and so we were merging from Interstate 80 onto also Interstate 80, but now we're going to go into Indiana. So kind of that. There's a lot of trucks on this road that we were going to
okay.
go on, needless
Yeah.
to say. And so there's always a lot of traffic. You just get like past where 80 is, and then you kind of merge But so we're gonna merge. You kind of get off onto the ramp, and then you drive next to the expressway for a little bit, and then you kind of merge over.
Yeah.
And so this person, we're all waiting in a line. This person drives, gets out of the line, drives through the grass, and we're in the expressway, this isn't like a residential neighborhood. We're on the expressway. This person gets off and drives through over the and it's not even flat. He goes down and up, and then it's he's on
what
a
kind
roller
of vehicle
coaster.
was he in?
It was probably a Subaru Outback. I don't know. That's just
if
the
there's one car to
stereotype
take
there.
through the grass, it's a Subaru.
I guess, but it was just what? We're all waiting in line
Jeez.
here. This is just
That's wild.
yeah. I don't understand drivers.
This
right?
reminds me of, I don't know if you have noticed this, but this is going to be something I have beef with, something that really grinds my gears. Okay.
Oh no.
LED headlights on modern vehicles. I feel like everyone out here is driving around with their high beams on, but it's just their standard headlights because these new LED lights are so damn bright. I took the turn, sharp turn, probably like a 45-degree angle turn where you're making the left and you're kind of turning sharp angle, okay? And there's this truck lifted, LED headlights. I make the turn right into my eyes. I felt like I had died and went to the other side, and that was the great light they tell you about. And then I proceeded to see dots in my eyes and couldn't see my way home for the last minute of my drive.
Oh no.
These headlights are out of control. Maybe it's just because I don't have LED headlights and I don't know what it's like, but I feel like I just need to drive around with my high beams to compete with all these drivers out there.
I think so, and I think some people. You know what else I hate? I hate the regular LEDs, but I also hate those blue ones. You ever hit those blue ones?
Those things are bad too. Yeah.
Those are just really. What are you trying to accomplish here? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You got the old school halogen, yellow wonderfulness that is most headlights for most
of the
cars.
vehicles. Yeah.
And then you have these high-tech headlights. You ever actually? My grandfather did just buy a Subaru Outback.
Good choice.
And his headlights
yeah.
move back and forth like this.
Oh, when you turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're we're going to turn left. We're going to go over there. Actually, and then we're going to turn right. And we're going to go over there. And now we're going to sing Thriller like that. You see what I'm saying?
It's not as dramatic as you make it out to be, but yeah.
It kind of is, though.
Yeah.
I don't notice it while I'm driving, but definitely sitting, if you pull into the garage, you see them on the wall, and when you turn the wheel,
yeah.
It's it's straight up police car in there, and it's just cars. Okay, cars
Headlights,
and me.
man.
Well, not just headlights, but cars and me in general don't tend to mix too well.
Because you are very much not a car guy.
I can do some things, right? I can change oil, change brakes, do the basic necessities, right?
Sure.
Like
That's
I
more
said,
than
my
I can
dad's.
do.
Well, my dad's a big car guy. I'm lucky about that. He's taught me a lot about different car things. But we in my house, I don't know how many cars have you had that you could say were, maybe you didn't pay for them, but you're oh, this one, this is my car. This is where we drive. How many different cars have you had?
Me personally, or my family?
No, you personally.
Me
how many
personally,
cars
I have
been
had
yours?
one vehicle.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Because let's see.
I didn't have a car in high school, if that changes anything. I got mine going into college.
Okay.
And I've driven it since.
Okay. Yeah, I have had I'm on my third car.
Okay.
And the first car that I had died while I was driving it. If you know the bridge near my house to get to the, university.
Yeah.
If you're going over the bridge, it died right on that top of that bridge.
No. Oh my gosh. And you backed up that whole bridge because your car died, didn't you?
Well, I kind of did.
You were the reason for the backup on that bridge that day.
Yes. And so that car died. Got a new car. It was an Acura, actually, and I really liked that.
What
Acura.
was the first car?
It was this Honda Civic.
What? Civics are supposed to be... Those things are never supposed to die.
Well,
You had a
it
lemon
did.
there, dude.
And so had the Acura that died also while I was driving it. I had to push that one off the road. Actually, I had to.
My God.
So I mean, granted that was luckily it wasn't as crowded of a road that one.
Yeah.
But a very nice trucker man helped me out with that situation.
Oh, that's nice.
So I thank you, very nice trucker man. And then I was driving the Honda Civic again. My dad's like, "Oh, I fixed the problem. I fixed it.
It's
okay?
not going to
And
die
this was-
anymore, Logan.
No, this is what he tells me, right? And for
gosh.
foolishly, I
You believe it.
obliged, right? And so this is when I was doing DoorDash, actually, and I was again delivering a smoothie to the university that you and I both went to, going over the bridge.
Did your
I
car
stopped.
die on the bridge again?
No. I stopped going I turned to the right off of the bridge. As soon as I turned, car is dead. I mean,
What are we saying as dying? Like the engine just stops?
It just, I mean, it all of a sudden you press the gas and it starts shaking and it just like nothing happens when you press the gas. So
What a terrifying feeling.
Well, I mean, when it happens 3, 4, 5 times, you know.
Oh, yeah,
you
I
start
guess you're
get
used to it at that point. Yeah. You're like, oh, the car just died again. Okay.
Yeah.
No big deal.
So then, actually, that was the second time the Civic died while I was
Yeah.
driving it. So Civic died, Acura died, Civic died again while I was driving it, and then finally, my grandparents got a new car, so we purchased the old car from them.
Got it. And that's what you drive now.
That was a 2013. That is a 2013 Honda Accord. Another Honda, supposed to last forever.
Yeah.
I'm driving downtown to go to my
gosh.
previous job at the radio station. And I like to get there a little early, right? As
Sure.
one does.
You
right?
never know what traffic is like as well.
Exactly. And so I never wanted to risk it. Some people, rolled in 30 minutes late. It wasn't me. I was there on time every time, right?
Yeah. Logan's
And
like
so-
a 30 minutes early kind of guy.
I really was,
Yeah.
and so I would start my parking because he had a spot here of the parking. I'd start
Well,
the parking 9:30. I
You
started
also
at 10
have
o'clock.
a much longer drive, too. Like, how far was your commute there?
Right. I mean, that was a solid hour and a half, right? So I'd leave at
Was that with traffic?
yeah, that's with traffic. Without
Jeez.
traffic, I could get there in 40 minutes.
Hour and a half.
Yeah,
What?
it was ridiculous.
Oh, my gosh.
And so talk about a lot. I mean, I could talk for hours about all the crazy stuff that I saw and driving that every day.
Yeah, especially
But-
on the Chicago highways,
Yeah, I mean, there's just a bunch of crazy people. But I got there a little early. Parking started at 9:30. I showed up at about 9:15, and I'm like, I would look to extend it. Sometimes you can extend it for free. This time it was like $5. I'm like, I'm not spending an extra $5 just to get in there,
$5 for 15 minutes? Nah.
No, so I'm just like, I pulled, and there was like, it was underground kind of, so there was some like street parking there. So I just was kind of chilling there, waiting for my time to start.
Sure.
Playing on my phone or whatever. I turned the car off because I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and waste my gas. That's kind of against the point of what I'm trying to do here.
Yeah.
So, all right, 9:30,
I
9:31
feel like I
rolls
know where
around.
this is going.
9:31 rolls around, and this is keyless. You press the button,
Sure.
press the brake, press the button. Nothing. Oh,
I
God.
knew you were going to say
oh
that.
God, and so at this point, my dad is on a pond hockey trip up in Wisconsin.
Okay.
So he's not around.
Not there. Yeah.
And so now I'm like, all right, well, I guess I gotta just figure it out, And this
Got to
is
get
one of those.
AAA on the line.
Well, right. I mean, or we don't necessarily subscribe to AAA because my dad is so good with cars, and it's not necessarily for what we, it's not a service that we would tend to have to use a lot, right?
Sure.
'Cause
I
my
don't think
dad
anyone
could.
really wants to use AAA, but
Well, right. But so his car died. What do? We have to call the marketing manager. So this is my boss's boss's boss. Comes down. He gets the station vehicle. Actually, he brings the station vehicle out. It's all branded and stuff. He pulls right up. He's like, "All right, here we go."
Hop
And
on
then
in.
there's like 2 other people in the car who are like, "I just want to learn how to jump a car." I'm like,
oh
God.
gosh.
And so we jump and get in the parking lot. The worst part of that is then I roll upstairs. Everyone knows about this.
Everyone
now.
knows that your car died.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the on-air people, I'm sure they talked about it on air. Be like,
Oh,
oh yeah,
probably.
the PA's car
this one,
died
this
right
one
outside of the
part-time
parking
guy's
lot.
car died. Yeah, what a nerd.
What a nerd alert guy.
Putting on
And
blast on
so he's
Chicago
like,
radio.
oh, yeah, I mean, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, you're all right down there? I was like, well, yeah. And, I had to sit there for an hour again because people didn't come in on time. If they would have come in on time, it would have been a lot quicker of a process. But it was a solid hour and a half of just sitting. Literally, I mean, a stone throw's distance
You
from
are
the
right there.
parking
You
garage
can
door.
see where you need to go.
Yes, I could have pushed.
I would say pop that thing in neutral and push it.
I mean, but it was just like the problem is the parking garage is really narrow, so it's hard to navigate even when you're like driving. So you really have to be
That's fair.
tuned in to what's going on.
Yeah, that would be a little tricky if you're the only one pushing the car.
Yeah,
Could get away from you rather quickly. Oh man.
Yeah,
You've had some great car stories, Logan.
Yeah, I my life is a freaking circus, and
It sounds
everything
like
is just like hilarious that happens, especially to do with cars. So now we're rocking good now with the car situation.
That's
hopefully we're gonna knock on some wood here, but hopefully for the foreseeable future we will be chilling out and we'll be hanging out nice.
And the car situation has been resolved.
Yes, and
hopefully.
the car situation has been
Great
resolved.
to hear. Great
to hear. Well, I think we're running out on time here. We're already at a little over 32 minutes.
Wow, how about that?
So, just all sorts of fun car stories.
All sorts of fun. Love it.
I think maybe what we'll do is we'll put another one of those Spotify questions out there.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
For all of your crazy car stories. If you have a crazy car story, go ahead and check that out.
Can we talk about, too, before we go, the results we got from last episode?
Yes.
About the funny cat allergies episode. All right, here we go. The first one is from, let's call him,
you're supposed to think about this before we start, Reid.
Okay,
that's how this
let's
works.
call him Chinden. Chinden says, I have a brother who's allergic to cats. How strange. Wow. I didn't need to keep the name anonymous for that one, but it's all fun. And then here's one from, let's call him Phony. And he says
Phony baloney. Okay.
Phony baloney is allergic to haters. And those are the two responses we got.
Well, I mean, that's very similar to the allergy I have of all your baloney. So
That is. You and Phony baloney Tony have something in common. But yeah, if you have a funny car story, let us know in the little question doodad on Spotify, whatever it's called. Q&A, is that what it's called?
Question doodad? I know it's not called the question doodad.
Well, now it is. It's the question doodad. Let us know in the doodad. Also, find us on Instagram and TikTok at A Lot About a Little Pod.
A Lot About a Little Pod on Instagram and TikTok. Quality, you get to see
quality stuff.
My beautiful face. Reid's also a little less beautiful face than mine.
Yeah, and share this episode with 3 friends. That's
3
everyone's
friends.
goal. Yes.
I mean, I forgot how to count to 3. Maybe they can help me.
You can settle for 2 or 1, but share this episode with a friend.
All right. Well, Reid, it's been fun. Like Reid said, we'll follow us on Instagram, TikTok, A Lot About a Little Pod, and on Spotify, exclusively on Spotify.
Yep.
And
which you already are if you're listening to this.
You already are if you're listening.
You're in the right place. Hit that follow button now.
Hit that follow button, and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.
See ya.